Hello, I'm back. Significantly less hair. I think in my first video it was up in a ponytail, so you couldn't quite see it, but I have lopped it off. I'm a short-haired girly now. I've made, I don't want to say significant progress, but it's not insignificant progress on Mel's tank. I'm going to pull it off the tips of the needles. From the top of the hem to the needle, I've probably added about 1.5 inches of work. I haven't measured because I have a lot more work to do. Trying to get to like 14.5 inches from bottom of the hem to the needle, which, sorry guys, allergy season. Like I said, I will show you guys how I go through measuring, but because I know I'm nowhere close to needing to measure yet, I'm not worrying about it. It's not worth it to me to worry about how far I've gone. One thing I love about this tank top though is that it is so easy. So easy. And it comes in a seamed version, which I'll be making for my mom. Because my mother has been my test dummy my whole crafty girl life. If I want to make something, I will usually make it for myself or my mom. And if it needs a repair and it's something easy, I can fix it because I go to my mother's house for my birthday and Christmas. So, I see my mom more often than I see my friends. But she has gone from just poor quality, poorly made by her 11-year-old knitted objects to high quality knitted objects by her 30-year-old. But I'm going to make the seamed version of this for my mom, and I'm probably only going to show you one side of that just because the pattern, they're the same directions, front and back, not back and front, which is technically still the same, but it sounds wrong. Which that one may get a few more utterances of trust the process than this one will, because the reality is this tank top's not hard. I would love to sit here and tell you it is, but it's not. It really, once you get the hem done, it's a lot of knitting for, oh my gosh. That's the other thing about having short hair. It makes my nose itch every time it touches my nose. So let me just grab my pattern. Why doesn't it say how long it is? Sorry, I'm like doing mental math in my head. It's going great. So from the bottom of the hemline to the top of the shoulder should be around 27 inches for Mel's tank. Should be roughly the same for the seamed tank. But yeah, pattern, seamed, front body, instructions, back. Work another piece exactly the same as the front. So I'm probably only going to show you guys one of those and then show you how to put it together, just because no one needs to watch me make two of the same thing. But I'm kind of excited to do that one just because it does not involve knitting around, so it is much more beginner friendly than this one is. Which this one's not entirely unbeginner friendly if you are trying to figure out how to knit around, having two separate pieces to join. Pretty good way to learn. But again, super easy, beginner friendly. We'll always put it in the description if it's a free pattern. I do find most of my patterns on Ravelry, which doesn't always mean they'll be free, but this is going to sound kind of bad. I'm a low cost girly. So if your pattern's like $12, the answer for me is going to be no. Because what exactly have you done that's costing me $12? I'm very confused here. I also probably will film a come with me to my local yarn shop video soon, so I can make my hat with my yarn that I got for Christmas, which I was told to use for myself. Do not use it on other people. As a challenge. But at this point, it is just knitting a bunch. I will film me measuring probably in about another 3 inches just to kind of get a good idea of where I actually am in terms of what's going on. And we will keep it rolling from there. I'm super excited to give this to Mel because Mel is so excited. Which I post this on my Instagram stories. So if you don't follow me, same handle. If you have maker friends and you ask us to make you something or you send us something like, oh my god, can I make that for you? Please be excited about it. Like, it makes me so happy to be making this for Mel because I know Mel's excited. Mel is ecstatic. She's like, oh my god, I love it. Every time I send her a picture of it, she's like, yes. And it just makes my heart happy because I'm like, oh my god, my friend's excited. My friend is excited to have something I am making for her. This is fantastic. Also, to quote everyone's favorite audio, stab it, strangle it, rip out its guts, throw it off a cliff. I will come back to measure probably in 3 inches, so see you then. This is my beginning of round marker, which means this is a hem. And since there are 2 stitches left on that, we're just going to treat it like that is all in one place and like it is knitted all the way around in the same length, all the way around, which for the most part it is. Then we're going to grab our measuring tape. Sorry, it is really difficult to get everything the way you need it one-handed, which you would think I would know that, but here we are. Okay, so now the top layer is kind of rolled up and scrunched and perfectly fine because that gives me the ability to see kind of where I am lengthwise. Okay, so we are right at 12.5 inches, so I'm going to start the straps, which means I get to go set my phone up again and go over the pattern for this guy. Actually, we're not doing that. Okay, so far we have done this whole body. Except this is the seamed version. Let me flip over. So we've done the body. We have done this. We are now on to do the left front. Which means if we have any prep, we're going to do that. If we have no prep, we have no prep. It's not a big deal. But this is set up for the strap. And we're going to do the pattern. And then we're going to front and then the strap. And then we're going to repeat on the right side. We're going to do 2 rights in a row. And then we're going to do a left. And then we're going to sew it together. Back so let's do my last row of 2 decreases, which will get me down to 17, which is the width I need to get down to the single decrease. I'll show you guys how that works. And you will repeat that one, I believe, for this size, which is medium, it will be 3 times. It will depend on the size you're making, on how many of those decrease rounds you need to do. It appears for most of them, the amount of stitches you'll need left are 14. Just how many I need for my friend's tank top. But once I have this done, I will be down to 3 more straps. And then I'll just be stitching it together. Which really, I'm planning on using a mattress stitch so that the seam is there, but you can't really see the stitching for the seam, and it's not visible anywhere else. This should be particularly true with hers because it's black. I have no idea what my yarn is caught on. Yes, I do. Fixed it. Again, slip, slip, knit. Slip those 2. Back in. knit as normal, disregard my weird light bulb, purl, knit, knit, slip, which does give you a cute neckline detail and just kind of a fun little pattern on the neckline. I will come back after I get to this side so I can show you guys the single decrease, but 4, 8, 12, 16, 17. So I'll be back. Back on the right side of the work, we are here in the pattern. So the only size that doesn't do this step is extra large. But really from here, you no longer knit 2 together, and your decrease is just a slip, slip, knit on the inner corner of the strap. So this one should go from 17 to 16, assuming that I have figured out counting, which is debatable, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, debatable. Oh my gosh. There we go. Sorry for taking this particular decrease off the screen so many times. I am struggling incredibly to get the needles where they need to be. Okay, I think I got it this time. I hope I did. No. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. I am going to cry trying to get this decrease done. Oh my gosh. Please, 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 please. No tears. But that is the only decrease you are doing until you get down to your desired strap width, which for this size is 14. And once you're down to 14, it is just repeating the slip, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, slip until the strap is the desired length. So I will come back when I'm done decreasing and show you guys that one. I have reached the last strap. I am going to bind it off and then sew it together. And I'm also playing the world's scariest game of Yarn Chicken, because yes, I can always buy more yarn at Hobby Lobby, but simultaneously, I did not buy this yarn where I live. I bought this yarn at my parents' house in Tennessee. So, I'd rather not lose Yarn Chicken, and I don't think I'm going to, considering the ball that is currently stabbing into my knee. So when I bind off, I always do the stitches as they are on whatever it is I'm working on, in this case the garment, so it's slip one, knit one. So you do the bind off with the knit. The only one that's sort of different is the last one because it's also a slip on the right side, and your purl stitches, which I will show you guys the purl stitch in a second. And then I get to finish I get to start the sleeves on my folklore cardigan because I have not started those. It was on the to-do list, but then making a tank top for my friend sounded more fun. And I'm also going to make myself another tank top. Not like this. It's going to be different, and I'm honestly kind of scared. So I've reached the purl stitch, so I'm just going to move my yarn to the front. Treat my stitch as if to purl. And go back over. Just bind it off. Then I'm going to sew the left strap together and weave in all of my ends and call it done. Which makes me so happy because my friend is so excited about this tank top. Like, incredibly excited about it. And it makes me so happy. Because I love to make things for people who are excited about the things I make them. Well, where'd it go? Okay, so we're done with the knitting needles for now. I just got so confused picking it up because I thought for a second that I did it wrong, or that these two had come undone, even though I had already stitched them together and finished it yesterday. So we're just gonna come back over to this side, grab one of our ends, and I believe it's called the mattress stitch. I honestly have no idea. I am not a seamstress. I am not great at sewing. But I like to go in under the tops of the bind off and just go under. I need to rustle this guy out and shorten it a little bit. Because while it does still leave a seam on the garment, it looks a lot more intentional when it's flattened out that there is a seam there. So now that I've reached the other end where there is a knot, oh no. I was gonna say I'm gonna go in under the knot, but can't really do that if I don't have yarn to make that stitch go. And we're going to just very quickly flip it over and get our shorter end, and just ensure it's not going anywhere. So we're just going to go the other direction with this yarn, but same principle, under the bind off stitches and across. And I will be sending the yarn wrap home, or I guess technically home, but not quite. I will be sending the yarn wrap to my friend so she has the washing instructions forever. I will be printing those out for her as well because it's a handmade garment. I want it to last a long time. Now both of the straps are sewn together. It's time to just weave in all of these loose ends and figure out what I can possibly do with this much black yarn. I'm guessing not a lot. But thanks for watching me put this tank top together, and I will ask my friend to send evidence of wear when she gets it. Next up will be the Hearts on Fire tank by Drops Design.